Suri, so welcome back to my channel. So depending on where you live, either summer is coming up or it's already here, and here in Austria recently it's been quite hot and I'm already sweating. Like, this is the second video I'm filming today and I'm like sitting here, oh my god, I'm dying. Anyway, this is very appropriate, at least for this video, because today I'm doing my summer TBR. And I've talked about this before, that I don't technically like doing TBRs for specific months because I can't say what I'm gonna read in like a 30-day period, but I do have some things that I really want to get through. I have a few more weeks left in university when you're watching this, and by the 4th of July I'll be pretty much done with everything, so I'm excited to get into a lot of reading. I do have some other summer plans aside from reading. I think in July, nothing much else, but at the beginning of August there is a wedding in my boyfriend's family that we're going to, and then in the middle of August, guess where I'm going? Why am I doing this weird thing with my eyebrows? Me and my boyfriend are going to Iceland for a total of 9 days, I believe, and I'm super excited for that. Like, I have been like looking at pictures of Iceland and just like mooning away because it's such a gorgeous country. The landscape looks so beautiful and I've never been there, and it's gonna be an adventure too because we are renting a car and we're gonna have to sleep in our car or like in a tent or something like that, so it's gonna be, you know, like the wildlife kind of like really an adventure holiday, so I'm excited for that. Hopefully I don't hate it. Not Iceland itself, but this sort of aspect of it. And if you guys are actually interested in knowing more about that and sort of following along, I will be doing vlogs while I'm there because I don't think I can keep my hands off my camera looking at that beautiful landscape. So I will link my vlog channel down below. In case you guys didn't know, sometimes I do vlogs. I don't do them regularly, but usually only when I have something to talk about or when I go somewhere cool that I want to share. So go and check it out. Yeah, as I said, summer TBR, let's get into it. I don't have a particular summery theme for this. People read like fluffy contemporary romances, maybe YAs in the summer, and that's not really something I enjoy reading, so maybe these are not super like summer themed, but to me, some of them are, and mainly summer just means to me that I have more time to read, so I can also tackle some more ambitious projects. Yes, and the first one is definitely an ambitious one, and that is House of Leaves by Marksy Danielewski. I don't have the book with me right now because it's at my parents' house, but I talked about this in my project TBR for this month, for this year, not this month, Jesus Christ. Basically, I've started this book years ago and I got about halfway through and I didn't finish it yet because it is fucking confusing and really hard to read. But in the summertime, I'm gonna have a lot of free time, so yeah. It's the only time really this year that I see myself reading it, so I've kind of been procrastinating on it so far and sort of pushing it off till the summer, and now summer is almost here, so that's something I want to do. It's a very ambitious project, so maybe I'll set myself like a set page number that I want to get through a day or something like that, even though I don't technically love doing that sort of thing because it makes reading into a chore, and I don't want it to be a chore. I just want it to be fun and enjoyable and like something I love doing. So I don't know. Next is a book that maybe is contemporary, I guess. This is Truly Madly Guilty by Liane Moriarty. I loved Big Little Lies by this author, and this is the second book that I will be picking up by her. I don't know too much of what it's about because I don't care. I just love her style of writing. Big Little Lies was so well done. Just everything about it was fantastic. It's definitely gonna be one of my favorite reads that I read this year, and I'm really hoping this is going to be also good. I heard super great things about this. A lot of people say that this is the best book she's written, if I'm not mistaken, so I'm just like jumping right into that, you know. Next, I have a book that is very pertinent to the Iceland holiday that I just mentioned, and this is Cyclic by Halldór Laxness. This is an Icelandic author. This is a picture of Iceland. It looks super gorgeous. This book actually is something that my boyfriend's mom gave to me for Christmas. This used to be her book, and she read it also, I think, either before or after her own trip to Iceland a few years ago, and she recommended obviously me to read this, so I'm really excited. I think that Halldór Laxness is kind of considered like a classics author in a way, even though I had never heard of him before, but I recently saw someone else like talk about a book of his, and it looked like it was like a classics edition, so I don't know, let me know. This is actually quite an old book. It was written in the 1930s, and I think it has a lot of like, it's like a story about a girl in front of the political background of Iceland at the time, which I know nothing about, so I'm extremely excited to check it out and see what I think about it. Also, I'm not sure if I'm going to read this before Iceland or after. I'm trying to figure out when it's going to have the most impact on me, or maybe I'll just bring it along for the trip. I don't know, but I'll definitely get to this one this summer. Next is a YA book that I bought months ago, but somehow lost interest among all the other books that I have recently bought. Not lost interest in the sense of I don't want to read it, but just like I don't feel like I want to read it right this second. I do feel like I want to read it in the summertime though, and that is The Song Rising by Samantha Shannon, book 3 in the Bone Season series. And I've really loved book 1 and 2, so I'm hoping that this one will also be like just as good. I don't know much about what happens in this one, and I also forgot a lot of what happened in the mime order, but you know what? I don't care. I might have to read like a synopsis or something before jumping into this one, but I really want to get to it in the summer. Then I have something that can be considered a contemporary, but it's not like a typical fluffy, mindless contemporary. This is Stay With Me by Ayobami Adebayo. I just hauled this in my last video, and I think this is going to be a nice summary read because it's set in Nigeria and it follows a woman who can't conceive children, and so her husband wants to find a new wife that he can have children with, which sounds just kind of horrible, and I'm really excited to jump into this one. I've basically exclusively heard amazing things about it, so it might, you know, hoping this will become one of my new favorites because it sounds so interesting. Then I have a book that for once does actually look like a summary read, and that is My Favorite Manson Girl by Alison Uminger. And as you can see, this title just like screams summer at you, and it is actually also set in the summer, and it follows this girl that has to do research into the Manson murders, and then some creepy shit happens that I don't know what happens. It's like, it's a secret, you're not supposed to know. But I'm really excited to check this out. I think this is YA contemporary too, but I heard really great things about it, so I'm excited. Then I have something that's completely different, and that is Black Eyed Susan by Julia Haberlin. This is obviously kind of like a thriller because it's about a girl that when she's a child, she and other girls were left in a grave together. Also together with Black Eyed Susans, these flowers, and the other girl died and she didn't, and as an adult she has to sort of confront the person who did it again or something like that. So it sounds scary and creepy, but somehow this is giving me summer vibes. It's probably all the yellow on the cover, but when I looked at this I was like, I want to read this in the summer. I want to read this in my yard, like just lying around in the sun reading this book. I think it's gonna be good. And finally, another book that I have picked for the summer because it's kind of a little bit more ambitious, and that is Das Bad by Yoko Tawada. This is a very strange book that I also just talked about in my haul, and it is half Japanese, well, not half Japanese. It is a book that is written both in Japanese and in German, so if you start from this side, you can read the German version, and if you start from this side, you can read the Japanese version. So yeah, it's similar to parallel text, but not really, because it's literally, it runs like crossways, I don't know, I can't express myself, but the premise sounds really interesting but also really confusing, so I think just getting through the Japanese part might take a long time, and I do want to start with that because then after I can read the German and I can sort of check if I understood the whole story, and yeah, that's something I really want to do in the summer as well. And also somehow also this cover looks like summer to me, I don't know why. So that's it, you guys, for my summer TBR. Let me know in the comments down below what book you really want to get to this summer. I have holidays for 3 months, so I am gonna be reading my heart and soul out. Well, that doesn't make any sense. These books are obviously just the tip of the iceberg. Hopefully I'll be reading a lot more in those 3 months, but this is what I really want to get to at some point in that time frame. You know. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. Please like and click the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to my channel. I upload every Tuesdays and Fridays like clockwork, and I haven't missed a day in months, and I'm really proud of myself. Can we just take a second, you know, appreciate me. I will see you soon. Have a lovely week. Bye.